Welcome to the Neon City Daily Podcast. Now, more than ever, it's good to remember. Thank God we're in a simulation. I'm Jamie.
I'm Josh.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Dave.
I always have to edit that bit to make it sound quicker.
You would, yeah.
Cool little behind the scenes
We
action
might
there.
need to work up some sort of order, maybe, guys. Maybe
Well,
a fair
alphabetical.
meeting.
Okay, I'll go first.
Yeah. I'll go second.
Alright, good.
I'll go last.
Oh,
Hi, everybody. That's you guys. I'm talking to you.
Oh, right, I didn't know if you were starting the intro.
I thought you were starting the intro again. I was getting a little bit like, this wasn't the plan. This wasn't
Every
the plan
time he
at all.
does it, he relaxes too much.
Quality
Yeah.
banter.
James just thinking we're in that mode.
Do you want me to start again? Do you?
I think so. I can't be bothered editing all this.
Alright,
man.
I was thinking that we could just go on with that. It was pretty good, but okay.
I mean, we can. I can just edit this bit out.
Sure, let's do that then.
So on to gaming news.
Oh, we're just jumping straight into news?
We're just going straight into news. We're going with the hot topics of the week, I think.
Okay.
The first of which, another delayed game. Although I think this one is going to sting people a little bit, and the fact that it says delayed indefinitely is also a bit.
Yeah, there's
okay.
a lot of bad.
Of course, this is The Last of Us 2, delayed indefinitely.
Wow. So where is, like, not to, kind of be like a bit one note on this whole thing, but like it does sound a little bit like maybe COVID-19 may be involved in this.
That's exactly what it was.
And so what I'm wondering is, where are Naughty Dog based?
That's a good question, because
yeah,
they did
totally
cite
forgotten.
logistical reasons as well, which makes me think it's going to be. Like, when I think logistics, is it going to be hard to ship?
Because it could be like maybe they have like a situation where like their office they can't make it portable, like they just it's just not working out.
They are based in Santa Monica, California, and California
yes.
is getting hammered.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's why.
Yeah.
It's not quite New York, but I don't think it's far behind.
It's
Not
not
yet.
far behind. They already have the governors like just screaming to please have some kind of like help with
Yeah.
their intake at the moment. So
If they still had Arnie, I reckon that'd be sorted.
Yeah, he'd punch the virus out of you.
he would shoot the virus.
Yeah.
Get to the respirator.
Yes. He'd be taking people to respirators in choppers at this
Oh,
point.
absolutely.
Yeah. I
So it does
do
make me
feel-
wonder. Oh, sorry, you go Nick.
I do feel like them having to postpone it indefinitely is because Naughty Dog as a whole, haven't they recently been kind of not necessarily outed, but known to be like major crunch heavy?
Yes,
crunch.
yes,
Yeah,
they have.
So that to me, like them saying indefinitely to me says that was the period they were in, and they were just having people in the office for 16 hours a day or whatever it was they were said to be having.
Yeah.
And I think they feel like when they do get to start up again, say between wave 1 and 2 of this lovely virus, when they do get to try and start up again, I feel like they think they're going to be in that same position where they're just going to go, yeah, get it out now, and do major crunch again, and they
Yeah.
need to calm down.
Yeah, like
I'd feel a lot better if I was under the pump but able to work from home.
I wonder if they've kind of like, hopefully it's just them kind of going, we can't maintain the studio output and cohesion that we have when everyone's in the office to kind of guilt trip themselves into working overtime. So we have no way of gauging how long this is going to take.
We cannot enforce
and-
the crunch
and
when
Yeah.
people are
Like,
at home.
so
Can't stand over
hopefully,
their shoulders.
hopefully that's the
I can't
case.
look at them weird when they leave. Yeah.
Yeah,
Although I did see an article, I think my old man might have tagged me in something, but one company, I can't remember, so I won't guess, but they they would randomly enable webcams of staff working at home.
I saw that story,
Not being
yeah.
productive.
Oh,
Yeah,
that-
I
wow,
didn't read, I
that's
just saw the
a
headline.
that's
That's
a
a horrific idea.
that is a program called Sneak, and it's as awful as it sounds.
The amount of
Wow.
times that my bosses would see my testicles in that situation.
How
is
often do you dangle
very
your dick in
high.
front of your webcam, Nick?
You
Have
gotta
got a standing desk?
You gotta figure if
And
I'm
your
not
webcam's too
supposed
low?
to be at work and I don't have anything going on, if I'm hanging out at home by myself, I'm not going pants on most of the time. So
Classic Jamie.
I'm channeling my inner James.
Well, I'd rather you guys didn't out me right now on the podcast. Thanks.
I mean, I'm currently top
Please, I've been
soft.
out of the last 4 episodes, so it's about time someone else copped it.
Turns out Jamie's currently just wearing a jockstrap for this podcast.
I don't want to talk about this. Let's move on.
Quality gaming news.
Theory confirmed.
So Naughty Dog.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was thinking, like maybe because of like the subject matter of The Last of Us, like there's like this big pandemic thing that turns people into zombies and stuff. Maybe they're like, this hits a little too close to home. Let's just stop, wait for everything to calm down, then we can resume.
You say that, but that Ghost Recon Breakpoint literally just brought in a set of, like, they have their like missions that come out as kind of a live service thing as episodes for missions with factions within the game, and the one that just came out was about getting a vaccine for a virus that's infecting people on the island.
Yeah, but military shooters
are really, really super
like,
worried about that.
Well, for one thing, like military shooters are like famously tone deaf. I mean, you look at like the Australian bushfires, and Activision are like, those are happening. So now for the Australia pack, it's like, really, boys?
I always come back to the loot boxes in Normandy.
Yeah, loot boxes on Normandy Beach.
Historically accurate.
Make the Nazis jealous with this purple item. Just
Look at that gold gun.
Wow,
do you not understand? I am wearing a skin that you do not have yet. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that'd really be their biggest worry. I feel like they're more worried about the fact that they will immediately want to bring a pile of people back to have 16-hour working days again.
I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe it's like an entire work-related thing. Maybe it's like a sensitivity thing. Different companies are going to have like different people with different sensibilities, and they'll make their own call as they see fit. Who knows what it is? But you know, fingers crossed it's something like that instead of something disastrous happening to their staff, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, that's it. We don't
most
know.
sane people would accept the games being delayed if it meant the
Have you met
health
gamers?
Not only have you met gamers, have you met people that buy a Sony PlayStation and expect their exclusives on time?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm like
the Apple of the gaming world.
Everyone has their specific, like, I've bought this thing, it's got these exclusives, I'm pumped. Everyone has that somewhere along the line, but it does seem like just general Sony people. At Nintendo, to be fair, like, I will chuck that out there, but Nintendo get, like, a good first-party game, like, once every, 5 to 6 years, maybe. Depending on what you class as a good game for them. But, like, Sony people, whatever you want to call them.
Fanatics.
Yeah, they just, like... It's like how we talked last week about
a quarter
Horizon.
of our audience.
It's like how we talked last week about Horizon Zero Dawn. People being mad about it going to PC. Like,
honestly,
all
I think
I've seen about this is just people being mad that this is being delayed.
But honestly, I think if you take a look, anytime like an exclusive goes over to like another platform, the people who have like the majority of their like emotional stakes in that certain platform get really butthurt. It's like they've been cheated on. Yeah. I don't understand it, but that's how it is. Also, quick side panel, Josh, could you not send a message to my girlfriend asking if I'm wearing pants? Oh, it's just really weird out of context.
I've just messaged her again saying snitches get stitches.
We just want to know for professionalism, okay?
With accuracy.
To be fair, I wasn't hiding it from you, Jamie. I was about to break in and just confirm that you were wearing pants. I do feel like my source being leaked, well, self-leaked is... Yeah.
It's like a freaking sieve,
your
man,
source
instantly.
became a whistleblower, yeah.
I feel very much betrayed.
But speaking of games that did make it out on time, that haven't been delayed, surprisingly, shockingly, Mountain Blade 2 came out this week.
After, what, 10 years?
About 10 years, yeah.
About
or was it
10 years?
either 10 or 8? It's been on the radar for a long time.
Oh, true, isn't it? Is it out or is it in early access?
It's in early access, but that's
Early
basically
access.
out.
Still, yeah, okay, yeah.
Would you
still
equate
pretty
that to beta?
Nah.
Really?
No,
Beta?
I would equate it to version 1, not totally polished, but if we put this label on it, that's our excuse to make it acceptable.
See, this wasn't on my radar at all. I only know it's come out because
Oh, I love it.
I've seen you playing it for about 36 hours straight, 48 hours.
Yeah, about that.
Yes.
So I did look into it, but
Yeah.
it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's this, like, for people who are uninitiated, it's just like this really sort of like in depth in some places, not so in depth in the other, kind of medieval simulator where you're just rocking around, gathering like a band of men to form like a company or an army, and you just sort of live your best medieval life. It's kind of hard to explain because the game does so many things. Like
It's not all first person, is it?
no.
No.
It primarily it's third person, but you can
Oh, sorry,
play.
not all third person,
Yeah,
though, is it?
No, there's like an overworld map where so when you're not like in battle or in a city, you go into like this overworld map that's like kind of strategic. When you're not moving, like the game kind of pauses unless you tell it to continue going, so you don't miss what's happening around you. There's like 6 or 7 different kingdoms in the base game that are constantly like kind of warring at each other, and there's like doing like politics and stuff. And you can kind of like inject yourself in the middle of that. You can run around and do trading if you want. You could just kind of go and plunder villages if you feel like that. You can set up shops, set caravans to kind of get your own money flow going on. There's so many different ways that you can tackle the game, and it kind of starts you off like real loose by going, hey, your brother and sister were kidnapped, your other brother and you're off to save them. Here's a quest, follow it if you want. And I haven't really followed it.
So what's the win condition?
I don't know if there
There
really
isn't
is a
one.
win condition. It's
There
just
better not be one.
yeah, it's just go for it. Just
Yeah.
like you can potentially complete the main quest line, but then after that you're just in a big
Yeah.
sandbox.
Yeah.
Conquer
I mean,
the
I-
world or the map, I guess, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because like I'm assuming this one still works the same as the first one, which I use very loosely because there were so many iterations of the first one. I'm assuming this one works the same, where you can like ally with a faction and
Yes,
gain
yeah, absolutely.
territories to that faction, and
Yeah.
yeah, because I spent literally thousands of hours in the first one.
Yeah.
Blade Warband.
Yep.
And
nice.
the only reason I don't have 2 is because I don't have my PC set up at the moment.
Yeah. And like
so-
yeah, and I mean like when I was just running around before, I'm like going, I need to do something. Like I don't really have like a purpose. I'm sort of aimless. So I went and swore fealty to a local lord, and he took me around for a couple of wars. And then I was like, I don't really like being sworn to this guy because like it changes the color of my banner to purple from blue, and I'm just not about that life. So I kind of like
Purple is just
so
superior
yeah,
colour.
so I'm like, I'm out, goodbye. And he was like mad, but whatever. I got enough money, so I can like just kind of like build up my own little settlement, and I'm sort of just trying to like expand out.
Can you be your own lord?
Oh yeah, dude. If you
Yeah.
get a big enough army, you can just steamroll.
Nice. And the combat, so with the armies, are we talking like a total war type scenario?
No, I mean you can go and just be like, hey, archers, go there, hold position, and fire. You can tell your entire groups to go fire or attack, but you are primarily on the battlefield yourself. It kind of works like you can control the direction that you do your swings and your blocks. So like, you know, someone might come at you swinging like horizontally to the left, so you got to block that and then like smack him over the top of the head with a vertical slash. Or you could be an archer or a crossbowman, like basically any type of like war type thing. And there are also the options if you feel like your army is strong enough and you just don't want to be bothered, you can just be like send your troops out there and the battle will auto resolve for you.
Okay, yeah.
So that there's like all kinds of way to kind of make bank and sow mayhem. This is like, it's a bit different from Bannerlord, Nick. it's a warband.
Warband.
Yeah. Too many bands.
That was the last version of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first one.
It's a little different because like money is a lot harder to come by. You really need to set up like some trade routes or like own some shops so you can make like a constant income.
Yeah, see, that stuff wasn't in the first iteration of it. The first iteration of it was more like a war sim.
Yes.
Like you were your own faction or part of a faction, and you were basically taking part in whatever wars.
Yeah. Well, because I remember
thing.
you used to be able to get into an army and they would just pay you as you went along, and so you're like, cool, my money problems are over. I can just fight. But that's not the case in this one.
Yeah. Right.
How does it handle? So early access is known to be a bit buggy, but it sounds like there's a lot going on at once if you're in the midst of battle. Because I've had a look at some gameplay and it looks fairly...
Yeah, there is a crap ton going on, particularly if you're like sieging a castle or if you've got like two large armies fighting each other in an open field.
And that plays alright though? Frame rate, performance?
Frame rate definitely drops, but I haven't done any tweaking to the settings. But it doesn't drop horribly. There are only a couple of times I was playing it where I was doing like a castle siege and I noticed like big frame drop, and it just seemed to be like, I don't know if it was just dealing with like too many particles too close to the camera or something, but it was just kind of going like, oh, I'm not sure what to do here. And then everyone kind of like spilled into the castle and the frame rate got better. But yeah, it's one of those. It's such a PC game, you know. It doesn't really have like that console polish to it. Everything is like rough and hard and unforgiving, and it's great.
It's that European homemade game.
Yeah.
Feel. Yeah, because I mean the initial one was the first few versions anyway were made by literally a husband and wife team.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay,
but so yeah, I'm interested to see how it's gone from there.
That does lead me to another question, slightly unrelated. As someone that doesn't play consoles, do you get early access?
Yeah,
anything like that?
Yeah, there's greenlight stuff on the Xbox store anyway. I'm not sure about the
I know Sony probably wouldn't do it.
Probably not. But yeah, Microsoft are pretty heavily into it. Like, that's how they got a lot of indie developers on side, really, is that, they started just giving people a platform to chuck their games on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's... I don't know, I'm not an indie developer, but it seems to have opened up a whole new world over the last few years.
A lot of people have like very mixed opinions about early access, and I can understand that because sometimes you get just like really crappy games and they go like, oh, but it's arse, but it's early access arse. It'll get better. It's like it's like
you've seen this arse too soon. Give it time.
Whereas Warband is like, it's early access.
Bannerlord,
Bannerlord, Mountain Blade 2, it's like, yes, it's early access, but it's basically the full game. There are some rough edges. We're just in the polishing phase, basically. Every now and then you'll talk to somebody and maybe we forgot to write their backstory, so it says, this is a generic backstory. Like, just little things like that will pop up.
It's almost like this would be a really good way to avoid that 16-hour day crunch.
Yeah. Well, hell, the thing was like 10 years in development, so they definitely avoided the 16-hour crunch.
They did not worry about that.
Well, you'd hope so.
They've done the Valve option.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. The work a minute a day on Half-Life 3.
You're still pretending that Half-Life 3 is happening. That's cute.
Oh, come on. With Half-Life Alyx in the wild now, surely.
Yeah, it's looking more and more possible.
Surely.
I'm just giving you a look.
I reckon Gabe Newell has written it into his will that once he dies...
When I die, release Half-Life 3.
Quick, someone give him some more cheeseburgers.
No, actually, I don't...
It's going to be like a Ready Player One scenario.
I don't like this situation.
He'll die, but he'll leave Half-Life 3 accessible, but only if people enter a virtual world and figure out this puzzle.
I would prefer like no Half-Life 3 ever if it meant that we just got to have like a continually grayer and grayer, bigger bearded Gabe Newell.
Yeah.
Ever expanded.
What if it was going to be VR exclusive?
That's fine.
What if they're testing the waters with Half-Life Alyx?
I mean,
I think that would be suicide.
I feel
Nah.
like it'd be modded on day one to not be VR
yeah,
exclusive.
people would be mad, but it wouldn't be suicide. I mean, Half-Life Alyx has it's been selling fairly well, and it's been getting pretty glowing reviews. So I mean, but I know a lot of diehards would be pretty mad about it. But yeah, they probably won't do
Borderlands
that.
3 has also been selling well.
Ha ha ha
Not that their employees
Ooh,
are going to see anything for it.
oh yeah. So Nick, I know you don't know
what
about
is
this.
I have no idea about this. I saw someone being mad at Randy Pitchford. That's it.
So
I don't know.
Randy Pitchford, the magician and CEO of Gearbox Entertainment, has a system in place that they've had for a while where it's like, hey, look, we'll pay you guys, the workers on their game, below average rates for the entirety of the game. But,
This sounds
however,
like a terrible idea to start.
however, we have like a special share option where if the game does well, if we profit, you guys profit, we give you like a share of the revenue.
Market? Oh, okay, yeah. Revenue,
And people like in Borderlands 2, this was really good. People were able to buy houses,
really
like
well,
they were able to settle a lot of debts. Borderlands 3 has come along, and people have been making like they're kind of expecting like, hey, it's selling really well. We're expecting like quite a good windfall. We're making a lot of like financial plans.
I know that just to get this in before you tell me whatever horrible thing has happened with this.
Yeah.
I know that like between how well it sold and the fact that this DLC that just hit almost like entirely reinvigorated their player base. That was kind of a little bit dormant for a couple months there. Their numbers like shot through the roof, and they had a whole bunch of sales again, especially because of what they were promoting with the DLC. So
basically, Randy, ever the magician, made their bonuses just disappear.
How did I think that might have been coming while you were running
Well, they're
through
blaming
this?
the transition from Unreal Engine 3 to 4.
Yeah,
What?
so
That
they're
doesn't
going.
make money disappear. What do they? What?
Well, no, because of increased development.
They are saying that the development costs and of like not just the game but also the DLC was so much so that they just don't have the money to give them bonuses. Like they'll still give them a bonus, but it's going to be, and I quote, remarkably less than you're expecting.
I hate that you actually quoted that because I know that he would say that. I can hear his weenie voice like repeating those
He
words.
brought out his acoustic guitar and sung him a
Yeah.
song he wrote about how they're not getting their bonuses.
I'm not gonna pay you a good bonus. Diddly-ding.
I gave myself 12 million the other year. You get
Yeah.
$12.
Sense.
Maybe a copy
So
of the
they have
game.
to pay back 2K first.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But
it cost
surely
40 million to
that's-
develop.
Surely that's a marker that's already been hit with the initial sales of the game because those
It,
sales.
yeah,
are
it's been
insane.
hit. It's been hit.
Yeah.
But then it's done so well. So
And-
it's
and
sold
that's the
more
thing.
than 8 million
It-
copies. It cost 40 million to develop. Presumably, you have to pay a large portion of that to 2K. I'm not sure where.
Apparently the
money
DLC was like
Probably
90
in
million, which I
Randy's-
don't get.
That doesn't make any sense because they would have just used artifacts from the game. I can almost guarantee it. I haven't even tried it yet, but I've got it sitting there, and I downloaded a goddamn 10.9 meg patch.
Hey man, hey, weddings are expensive, okay?
God, no, this is garbage. I will admit,
Yeah.
I do have like a really hard time, and I struggle with the fact that I really enjoy the Borderlands games, just as a thing that I play as a whole, especially because they got co-op. They got a bunch of good stuff to do with friends and have fun with. But Randy Pitchford is such a goddamn dick.
He's slime.
And he's so consistently a dick. Like between leaving his kiddie porn on a USB stick at a restaurant.
Yeah,
This
at a medieval
literally-
restaurant.
This literally just sounds like shafting his employees for giggles.
Yeah.
But from what I'm reading, they actually have quite a good incentive program.
Yeah, it was good
Incentives
until
to
it
be
was
tied to
shit.
review scores, deadlines, and sales goals. And
they
there
were-
was even profit sharing in place for their company. Profit is split 60-40 between company and its workers.
And surely that was all like well and above margin.
Yeah, like
The amount of sales that they did.
because that's the thing. The profit sharing stuff was really good for Borderlands 2. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
like and that was like that. promise of the bonus was what kind of kept a lot of people going, because they're going,
would've kept a lot of people there,
yeah,
like-
I'm taking shit rates, I'm working crap hours, but it's going to be worth it. I'm going to get a nice windfall. I'll be able to put my kids through
Especially
school.
if there's
I
been
can-
precedent set by Borderlands 2.
Borderlands 2 was great for us, you know. Oh, I'm just a new guy. This is my first time working at Gearbox, but I hear a lot of good things. I hear about the greatness that happened after Borderlands 2. Not so much Colonial Marines, but definitely Borderlands 2. Wow, that was a good one.
So the thing for me, and I'm not a mathematician, but it cost 100. I said 40 million. Sorry, it cost 140 million to develop.
Okay.
Right.
They reckon they've sold 8 million copies before the end of last year. That's before the end of last year. So it's
Right.
presumably gone up since then.
Yeah.
Still
So
selling.
that's before the Steam release.
I was going to say,
But even if
especially
you
with the
factor
Steam
in,
release.
and this is being extremely generous, $40 at 8 million copies. And then you factor in, what, a marketing budget on top of the 140, presuming it's not included. I mean,
You gotta assume that's
still
included, 'cause that would've
$320
been-
million. That's $320 million minus the 140 in marketing. What,
Do you reckon that when he announced that they weren't going to get their bonuses, he brought one person up in front of everybody else and he pulled it like a quarter out from behind their ear and he went, "This is your bonus."
I genuinely hope it was just a bland company email and he was such a dick about
Oh,
it.
it probably was.
I'm
He probably tried to brush it off as no big deal.
Yeah, I'm so over this. He would have probably just, like, knowing what I've seen of Randy in like some conventions and social media and all that kind of stuff that I've read about, all I can assume is that he would have just tried to not talk about it until someone asked about it. Someone
Probably.
would have asked about it and he would have gone like, nah. And it would have just gone from there. Because I'm assuming the only reason anyone knows about this is because an employee actually said something. Or talked out of turn. Or like talked to a journalist. Or said something on it.
Well, yeah,
Like Twitter or
people
something.
from Gearbox complained. Like, it was a thing on Kotaku.
Yeah,
They went to Schreier and was like, "This shit's bad."
Yeah,
and
right.
he was like, "Update, things at Gearbox still bad." Like, so
Well, I'll show you them. Ready? I didn't like Borderlands 3. Boom.
I also didn't like Borderlands
Boom.
3.
I
Wham!
reckon they feel so
they got
guilty now.
they got my money though. So
Damn, I have not played any of them.
oh, Randy got
Oh
my
my
money.
gosh.
Wow.
They didn't even
Yeah.
get Dave's
They
money.
didn't even get Dave's attention.
Dave, you've
Time
done
is
it.
money and Dave says no.
No.
Dave has single-handedly defeated Randy Pitchford.
Too many looter shooters out there, and 3 was
There
just
is, there
not
is.
really building on anything from 2.
It,
No,
it like,
three,
yeah, it felt like it was
Three
from
did-
2012.
yeah, that was my main issue with it, and that's why I felt like I had to preface that I like playing them.
Yeah,
The writing is nah. Like it's for me, Borderlands as a series is literally about
You don't
hanging
play for
out.
the writing, though.
No, you play it to hang out with your friends that are also playing it, and see numbers get bigger and progress and do cooler things with your abilities and all that kind of stuff. You don't play it to listen to the awful characters. You play it to have fun with other people.
it's really interesting now that you mention it, and now that I think about it, because I'm saying that, like, it feels like the same game from 2012, just with really bad writing. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but but I'm also thinking, here I am talking about how much I'm enjoying Mountain Blade 2, which plays like a game from 2009 or whatever, and I love it.
Ugh,
and
that
so
hurts me on the inside.
and so I don't know what the key difference is there, but there
No,
is
see,
something in the Borderlands formula that is just stale.
I know exactly what it is, and it's like I feel that it can all be boiled down to the characters and the writing.
Yeah,
Nearly all of it, the direction of it, because they try to rely on this weird kind of like meme culture, but
Yes.
because obviously the game takes time to develop, and memes are memes. By the time they did something, it was already over. It
yeah,
was done. So what you're doing when you play it is you're seeing all this stuff that you're supposed to relate to and go, haha, that's really funny and current. But you think that from like 2 years ago.
yeah. Well, 2 years ago, man, longer than
more.
that.
But the problem
Yeah.
is, much like the reason behind Hollywood just spewing the same thing out over and over again, with the exception of Top Gun 2, is that 8 million copies of Borderlands 3 were sold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like their best-selling game ever. They're going to keep doing it until it doesn't sell.
and
I
that's
think
sorry, go, Nick.
I think where this kind of falls over too is that with video games, the kind of medium they are, you can read a review on something, or you can look at a video for something, but you don't know if it's fun until you kind of get some hands on with it normally. Like I this is why I kind of hate a lot of like really specific review sites. Like I hate seeing scores for games. Because seeing that a game got 95 out of 100 because it has really intricately crafted butts in it does not mean I'm going to have fun playing it.
But
It's
Neil
trying to
was
put,
great.
Yeah, a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to fit for everybody, but some other,
Yeah, and
people
so that
might
kind
really
of...
enjoy it.
And that's the thing with me too. I still, on and off, have my bursts back to Borderlands 3. Because it's there, it's fun, and then I'll see some other people playing it. Like, I'm actually planning on spending some time on it this weekend, because the DLC's hit, and I know a couple of other people playing it. And while I'm a little bit like, I kind of hate myself for doing this, because there's more concurrent, I'm another concurrent player, it's still that thing where I'm like, it's genuinely kind of fun for me to play, though, especially with other people.
Well, that's
But
the
you
bottom
don't-
line, isn't it?
Yeah, but-
if you're having fun with it, even if it's in certain conditions,
Yeah.
and you get enough out of it, then purchase justified.
But that's the thing though. Like, you don't know that you're going to be into it until you buy it. And so I feel like a lot of games like Borderlands 3 and like massively hyped games will get like a lot of that sales figure that you see is people going, a lot of other people are hyped for it. Maybe I'll think it's fun. I can't tell from these reviews. I'll pick it up and try it.
Oh,
So that's the catch-22 I feel with games.
You
And
also-
it's like-
demos. That's why PC in particular, I miss demos.
Well, you've also
yeah,
got
about the
this
same
thing. You have this thing as well, particularly with video games. I guess with movies as well. Like that issue of like, oh, it's a sequel to a thing I like. I like the thing that I like, and this is more of the thing I like, so I'm gonna go for that thing. And you look at Borderlands, and it's like, wow, this is just like the thing I liked. They've even got the crazy characters and the story.
Yeah.
Let's go! And you get in there, and you're like, yep, this is the gunplay that was tolerable, and wow, the story is crap now. Like, really bad.
My review would be, if you liked 2, don't buy 3, play 2 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, yeah, that is how it kind of felt like it went.
If you liked
But
one
then
and you never
do
played
you
2,
want to
then give 3 a
support-
crack, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Then play 2 afterwards, probably.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, 2 got heaps of DLC, didn't it?
Yeah,
It
it
did.
did. The game of the year version of that of Borderlands, where it has the like all of the expansions included and all the skins and everything like that.
The
It is
Jack
some,
version, whatever it is, isn't it? Handsome Jack.
yeah, that's right. The Handsome Jack collection. When you get that, that has some just consistently massive and really good DLC. It's like every DLC was a legitimate expansion, and every DLC felt like it made the world a bit richer.
Yeah.
And it was...
Which is what it should do.
Yeah, exactly what a game that wants to be story-driven and writer-driven and comedic and like keep you in. It's exactly what it needs to do, is play on a lot of those things. But,
you know what?
Yeah.
You know what Borderlands is like?
Oh, what?
Borderlands 2.
It's like Fred.
It's like what?
Fred. Remember that YouTuber Fred? Like
Oh, don't bring...
all these kids like
I feel like we've gone down a road.
no, all these like think about it. Hear me out. Kids really liked Fred, right? Like we
Yeah.
didn't like it because we were adults and we're just like, oh, no, this is
Way
too
to
much. But
age us there, James.
But
Jeez.
but
Anyway,
kids
yeah.
really liked Fred. But
Yeah.
if, like, say you took those same kids who liked Fred and you showed them new Fred, which was the exact same Fred as the last Fred, only maybe his voice is a bit kind of like strained from doing that thing, then they're gonna go, I don't like Fred. Borderlands is Fred.
That analogy was completely lost on me, I'll be honest.
But completely accurate.
Your lives are richer for it. Let me tell you that much. Since I will not
Yeah, I'm
fault
not
you
about
at
to
all.
go and try and find
No,
a Fred.
please don't. Never do it. Just
I don't
never
even know
do
if his videos are still on YouTube.
I hope
but-
they're not. I hope
Anyway.
it was so long ago. I hope he didn't have enough followers to be considered monetizable, and they left him alone.
Speaking of bad segues,
Oh no!
we're going to now perform one and talk about, and I'm going to put some intro music here when I edit this. In the Animal Crossing update,
Oh, jeez.
we're going to go for some pretty somber news to just an amazingly epic, wonderful, beautiful world of Animal Crossing, where Nick and Jamie have been stealing peaches and laying in the grass together, paying off mortgages that I don't understand, and they're just going to let us know where they're at.
Well,
Okay,
you pretty much just summed it all up,
Yeah,
Josh.
there's a lot of it
And
that you've
moving on
nailed,
then.
but the part that you haven't nailed is the part where the psychotic rabbit for the Easter event has showed up, and I want him to die.
Oh yeah, it's Bunny Fest.
I hate that rabbit so much.
He
Waits outside your house.
Holy shit, you are peeking.
He waits outside
regretting
your house.
The anger peak.
Well, he does though. Like, you don't seem like... How would you feel, right, if you walked out your front door and there was a furry just standing in your driveway freaking out?
Like I'd be playing Animal Crossing.
Yeah, a lot like that.
Is it a guy
The
or a
problem
girl
is,
furry?
I can't remember. I'm going to be totally honest.
I think
But
it's just Tom Nook in a costume, Nick.
It very well could be, and I kind of hate Tom Nook anyway. But you just...
He gave you a house.
Yeah, but then he constantly upgrades it without me wanting him to and wants me to pay
No,
him.
you can say no.
Shh, no, I can't. But then this
Gotta press a button,
this
man.
rabbit shows up and he says, "Hi, I'm here for what's gonna be effectively the Easter event. We're calling it Bunny Week. Guess what Bunny Week means?" And you go, "I don't know.
It's very politically correct of them.
Weird rabbit, what does Bunny Week mean?" And it means that all of your stuff that you're trying to dig up and fish and shoot out of the sky and grab off your trees and put in your museum to finish your very unique, specific collections, he has replaced them all with eggs. And you need to collect eggs. Every now and then you will get crafting designs for things made out of eggs. And there's not just eggs. There's water eggs and earth eggs and air eggs. It's like a goddamn airbender set of eggs. It's stupid, and I hate it. And it's the worst thing that Animal Crossing's done in the tenure of me playing it.
So, like, basically, I will
just wanna
reiterate
catch
what
you
you
on
just
it.
said.
You don't like
Catfish.
eggs.
I just want to catch a goddamn catfish. That's what I want. I want to go to my lake, and I want to catch a goddamn catfish. And I want to give it to goddamn the stupid owl that I've totally forgotten the name of, and I was going to call him
Blathers.
Rambles. Blathers. I want to give it to Blathers, and I want him to say, "Oh, you've given me an owl. You've given me a catfish. I'm going to put it in my museum for you to look at your convenience."
I'll be honest, when I pitched this segment, this is not what I thought.
Yeah, you thought it was going to be calm,
You
didn't
thought
you?
it was going to be
you
nice
didn't know.
and glad, and I didn't realise that my tone when we were discussing what we were going to talk about on this podcast was that, like, just totally unassuming. But
I just didn't know that a game over the last couple of weeks you've been telling us how peaceful and relaxing
It is. It was until this
has suddenly induced a
until
rage
this
of
rabbit showed up.
Okay, alright.
And I've already got a rabbit in my village, right? And the rabbit is already hanging out in my town. But that rabbit's cool. That rabbit just says, "Hey, how you doing, Nick?" Every now and then he gives me a t-shirt. That's sweet. I like it. That's cool. I'll give you pats, bunny. Rabbit, whatever you are, sure, cool. But then this thing, but you know what's even weirder about this thing, though? Not only does it wait outside your house, if you, like, move away, and then you use the camera mode to look back at this rabbit. So your like character that you run around as is out of frame. While your character is in frame, is constantly bouncing and he's pumped and he's excited. No one can see what I'm doing, but I'm going to keep doing it. He's pumped, he's excited, he's waving his arms around. But then when you move your character out of view and use that camera mode to look at him, he kind of stops and takes a breath and like wipes his brow. He's like, "Oh god, I'm so glad he's walked away." So he falls out of character as soon as you're not there.
Sorry, I was clapping for a mozzie.
Just edit that out.
I can't. It's in the middle of Nick's second rant about Animal Crossing.
Dude, you got separate audio streams.
Oh, yeah.
So, Jamie, what's your take on the rabbit?
Okay,
egg
so
situation?
the rat.
Nick has a breather.
Okay. All right. So the rabbit is kind of a pain. I don't like him that much.
I'm wearing an egg suit,
Um,
James. I'm wearing an egg suit. It is a purple water egg suit. I've got eggy
Can you
shoes,
continue
an eggy dress,
mining or
and an eggy
crafting for things before the rabbit came
No,
along?
well,
Yes.
Yeah, you could do it any time you wanted. But now the rabbit is here. So 9/10 of the stuff you want to do is going to make eggs.
But Nick,
But when the event's over, though, will they turn back to what you actually originally wanted?
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, like the eggs will stay eggs. Like they won't turn into fish magically. But
Right.
the thing about
God,
Bunny Day, the thing about it though, Nick, is that like Bunny Day will end and the rabbit will leave.
Bunny Week or Bunny Day?
It's Bunny Week.
Both. It's Bunny Week leading up to Bunny Day.
Week leading up to
Or is it
Bunny
Egg
Day.
Day?
No,
Something like
I
that.
think we have Bunny Week until we have, I think it's Bunny Day, where
Yeah.
that weekend, that 15th and 16th, I think, is going to be, like, intense Easter.
Yeah,
I think.
it's really more of like a bunny fortnight.
It's hot.
But if I could just get back to my point, like the rabbit will leave. However, that shitty villager in my tent will not go. I don't want him in my freaking place. He
This
showed
game is suddenly
can-
sounding very sadistic.
You can evict them, can't you?
no.
You've got
don't
to
you
stalk
have-
a bunny
no,
outside
no.
Nick's house.
Don't you have, okay, you get to a point where, like, the whole game is about, like, just doing more things. Have you got the community centre yet? in
I
Step
do.
10?
Isabel will make him
Isabel-
stop wearing a hat.
Can't she evict him? I thought that was the thing. She's like the best girl ever. She drinks whiskey and she will tell people to leave. I thought that was what she did.
Her whole thing is I can stop them from, like, maybe they asked, like, hey, should I get a new catchphrase? And your cousin
Oh, man, I
put
love
in
it.
the N-word. And so she can make them stop saying that. And she can make them stop wearing, like, the fedora you gave them as a joke and didn't realise they would wear all the time.
Did you
But
say someone in the game says the N-word?
maybe. And... But what you can't do is tell Leopold or Lionel, whatever the hell this stupid green-haired lion's name is, to get the hell off my island. I built, so you build 4 houses for people, right? They all move in, and then Tom Nook is like, hey, build a tent and we'll bring in some new people, some interested parties. And so I build the tent. I walk in the tent to see who, like, the new animal is. I don't like the look of him at all. I leave without saying a thing, thinking he'll go away. I come back the next day. He's still there. I talk to him, and he's all like, oh, I think everybody really likes me. Like, you're wrong. I hate you. And I go to talk to Tom Nook and be like, dude, he won't go away. And Tom Nook's like, try to make him stay. And so if I talk to him again, he's all like, wow, do you think I should stay? And my only options are yes and absolutely yes.
Yeah, of
And then he's like, do you mean it? And I can pick yes or like, oh, I've never wanted anything more in my life. And so I'm stuck with this piece of crap. And then I'm like, how did it get this way? I've got the rabbit who will leave but is annoying, and then I got this guy who won't leave and is annoying, and I don't see a way out, Nick.
So what?
I don't see a way out.
So you know what you do? And I've found this works in real life as well. You don't speak to them until they forget to talk to you, and they just
Mission accomplished. I'll never talk to him again.
Never speak to him. Just never speak to him ever again. If you're running along, and this is what I've seen them do sometimes, they do it to me. The ones that I've kept talking to, they see you in the distance, they go, "Yo, Nick," and they run at me and they chat. Usually they give me a pair of shoes or something. It's rad. But yeah, I'm assuming, because this is how it used to work in the older games, if you just don't talk to them and you just treat them like they don't exist, eventually they just go away. They turn to dust and dissipate.
I swear, if I have to build this son of a bitch a house, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Well, if actually, I've seen this happen in a parent.
This isn't you losing your mind?
No.
This
I've seen
is
this
me on
happen
the precipice.
on Twitter, actually, is someone had a villager they didn't like and this started like a massive just conversation about the ethics in Animal Crossing, where someone built
my
a
gosh.
fence around one of their neighbours' houses so that they couldn't leave their house, put a sign out the front that said whore, and basically went, yeah, this is what I did because I hate this villager. Now,
That's
what
pretty
that
good.
has done is actually, because of the kind of community you would assume that would gather around Animal Crossing, has divided it almost directly down the middle, where there is one people that are saying, that's understandable, I hate it when annoying villagers move in, you've taken it a bit further than I would, but it makes sense to me. and then you've got all the other people that are just like, that's abuse. So I don't know.
that's elder
Gotta go
abuse,
with
man.
this,
You can't do
and
that.
I'm not going to say it's
Oh.
abuse, so feel free to do it.
Well,
I'll visit
look,
your town
I-
and I'll chuck vegetables at him or something.
I will tell you this much. I did build his house on a mountain where you can't see it. There's no way up, there's no way down. The camera does not pan to the point where his house is unless you climb up the mountain. So hopefully
Nice.
he's just
Well, I'm glad
he'll
you
just
solved
die
that.
up there.
Just
All right.
isolation for the non-believer. Yep.
I'm going to stop you both there because this was a mistake.
Beautiful, relaxing tale. Like, you know, the joy.
Honestly, the
It
contrast
started
yes,
with rage
between
and it's
last
ended
week,
in serenity.
But anyway, chill game.
contrast between last week and this game, and this week, sorry,
Animal
is
Crossing's
quite
still
startling.
really good. Just don't make events stop me from putting fish in my museum.
Noted. So everyone tune in next week and see if Jamie and Nick have thrown the Nintendos at the wall, or if we're back
Oh, we're
to
not playing Mario Party.
Nah.
It's not
Yes.
Friendship Destroyer.
It'll be really interesting to find out if we can find a way to kill villages we don't like. Because if we can, I'm going to be so breezy.
Okay, I've stopped it. The segment's over. We're going to move on, and we're going to move on to another new segment that hopefully won't be as rage-inducing as Animal Crossing was this week. We mentioned, I think last week, I don't know, this has been on my mind. I wake up during the night in a hot sweat, cold sweat, thinking about Jamie and Nick playing League of
This is
Legends.
troubling.
So, it was decided by me to give one of them an out. I feel like trying to get them both to play the game, especially if it's at the same time, people won't leave the room alive. So, I have got a quiz here, and now I think a quiz, a gaming-related quiz, obviously. Whether it comes back, don't know. Let's see how this goes.
Now-
I might not be on the podcast next week.
Before you begin
Really-
your quiz from hell, Josh, let's talk structure. Is this the type of thing where we need to buzz in, or are we given questions alternatively so that we have a chance to answer? What's the go?
I'll be honest.
You didn't think it
Yeah,
I
through.
have the
thought
questions. I have the answers. I didn't
Uh-huh,
get much further.
Okay.
Now-
okay.
How badly do you not
I-
want to play LOL, Jamie? I guess that's the question. Isn't it?
Not
I think so. So Dave, I'm gonna send you. We can edit this out, but I'm gonna send Dave the questions and the answers just so he's in the knowledge.
Why does Dave need the answers? What is he, the adjudicator?
Well, we just need, in case you guys argue with me, then yes.
Wait.
So-
Wait, is this gonna be like dumb questions like how good is Superman?
Oh,
No. There's nothing subjective.
So it is. Because in your mind, that's not subjective.
he's going to ask us whether Man of Steel was a good movie. And it's all going to go wrong.
Yes.
It's going to end. It's going to devolve into a half-an-hour session of us just bashing it.
It's going to be us with the same score.
Okay, no, look, here's what's going to happen, alright? I've decided how this is going to work. So, you can just take it in. So, Jamie, you'll answer the question first, and then Nick, you can answer second. That doesn't give anyone an advantage, because Jamie could say it wrong, even if Nick wants to copy him.
Right, so we'll,
Okay.
we'll just both give it... Jamie will answer first. I'll answer
Both
second.
give your answer,
then you just-
I'll record the answer, and then we'll tally the points. at the end.
Okay.
Now, if a question is too difficult, then I can give you multiple choice
And you're going to invoke
options.
the right of Tom Cruise and say we're all wrong, are you?
Alright. Can
If anyone knows best,
are we able to phone a friend?
no, you're not allowed to Google, and I will hear your keyboard.
But-
I probably won't hear you on your phone. So it's an honesty system.
Honor system, James. Don't you dare.
What?
I will
The stakes are
See,
high.
I'm
here.
running out of screen real estate. Dave, can you write the answers down for Jamie?
Just Josh is like, how good is Tom Cruise in this movie? It's like, let me see. Your question was,
Wrong.
how good is this thing for Tom Cruise? Like, just wait for it to load.
I am considering my answer very carefully.
I'm thinking about it.
Alright, so Dave, you ready? You got Jamie, Nick, columns?
Yep. I do.
Alright, we're good to go. Loser, remember, the loser plays League of Legends.
I'm glad you know how we feel about this, Josh. Like, this is really...
I know, this is why it's really exciting for me and no one else. You're enjoying this, aren't you, Dave? I mean, this is the dream.
Just the silence is deafening.
I enjoy playing League of Legends. But it'd be interesting to see whether we can convince one of them to enjoy League of Legends again. Yeah.
I know, but we've been thinking of ways to get other people to play it.
True,
for months.
yes. But having to force them is...
Have you considered getting you friends?
See, I like that. I like that Dave says
You don't make
convincing them
friends.
to enjoy.
They're not going to be friends for very long if you introduce them to
But
LoL.
Josh says convincing to play. Like, it's very different toning on his.
Force, convince.
Yeah.
You know.
You guys are
Tomato,
existing
tomato.
friends. You know, the relationships can take some damage before they end. I feel like a new friend subjected to
I will
LoL
admit,
would
I've
just
played
fail.
Mario Kart with people that I still talk to, so yeah.
There you go. Alright, so question 1. Jamie, you're up first. In what series were Dracula and the Grim Reaper reoccurring villains?
Multiple choice, please.
Nah.
Son of a...
You don't have multiple
Right.
choices ready, do you?
No, I do,
Okay.
I do.
If I think I know the answer, can I just say it? Or
No, Jamie's first. Why is that not a... What? Hold on.
Which quiz has gone wrong?
Defeat him out the gate.
All right. I'll say it again because I don't want to edit. No, it's alright. I can edit. All right. Your options are Soul Reaver, Castlevania, Legend of Zelda, Halo, or Half-Life.
Dracula and...
The Grim Reaper. Reoccurring villains in what series?
And I know you know this. I've just got to wait for you to put it together.
Did you say Castlevania?
Soul Reaver, Castlevania, Legend of Zelda, Halo, or Half-Life.
Yeah, Castlevania.
All right, and
Yeah,
Nick.
Castlevania.
All right. Second question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the first home console called?
The first home console.
Yes.
Are we talking... Give me multiple choice.
I can do
We're going to
that.
hear a lot of that, aren't we?
We've got the NES, the Sega Genesis, the Atari 2600, the Atari 1320, or the Odyssey.
Ooh. It was... I know... I'm going to say the Atari 1300. Yeah, 1320.
All right, and Nick, same question. First home console.
What was the first one again? What was the first Atari?
The NES,
Yep.
the Sega Genesis, the Atari 2600, the Atari 1320,
Okay.
or the Odyssey.
I thought it was the Atari 26, so we'll just go with that.
All right. Next question is: who is the most famous video game character of all time based on sales?
Multiple choice me.
God damn it. I'm just getting ready to dump out questions, and I'm like, oh, I just hope my fate isn't League of Legends.
All right, your options are Solid Snake, Link, Mario, Donkey Kong, or Sonic.
Mario.
All right, and
Yeah,
Nick.
pretty sure it's Mario.
Okay. Who is the elven, sword-wielding, green-clothed hero
damn it.
in the Legend of Zelda series?
That's Link, or if you want in the early games, you can call him anything you like. So he could be called Zelda as well.
Just call him Link.
Yeah, it's Link.
Yeah.
You agree, Nick?
It's Link.
All right.
He's
This
just screwed
has-
us somewhere on that one. I already know that because it was too easy, so let's just keep going.
Well,
Yeah.
all right. This is a bit more of a hardware question, kind of. What part? And now there's two answers to this. If you only get one of them, that's 1 point. If you get both, I'll give you 2 points. Wait, yeah, no, that makes sense. What part of an Xbox 360 caused the red ring of death?
Multiple choice, please.
Okay. Your options are, remember, 2 are correct. Graphics card, CPU, CPU cooler, the lights, or the heatsink.
Heatsink and CPU cooler.
Unfortunately, we can't accept answers that you've locked in. Nick,
Yeah, I'm just going to go with CPU and cooler. That was...
and the heatsink? Okay. NES was short for
Nintendo
what?
Entertainment System.
And Nick's going to get that one
Entertainment
too.
System. Yeah, that was
How many forms does the final boss of out of the Legend of Dragoon have?
Ah, I got no idea. Give me multiple choice.
1, 2, 5, 7, or 10?
5.
I was 7.
And Nick? Alright. In what game series are golden rings used as life, energy,
Sonic
and
the
money?
Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay. See, I'm seriously not screwing you guys. This is the easiest quiz you'll ever do. What video game did Mario, the Nintendo character, for clarification, first appear in?
He appeared in Donkey Kong. Or, yeah,
Do you concur, Nick?
under the name of Jumpman.
Okay.
Jumpman, when he bounced up the ladders and ramps.
Alright, next question. Alongside Universal Interactive Studios, who else developed Crash Bandicoot, the video game?
Do you mean like the actual developer or the publisher?
The developer.
Naughty Dog.
Yeah, Naughty Dog. Yeah.
Okay. In what year did Sony announce they were developing a PlayStation Portable?
1998?
98, and Nick?
Portable, I thought was 99.
It could be.
Yeah, I'll go 99.
Okay. Saints Row, the video game,
Not a video game.
was developed by Volition and released in 2006. What console is it only available
360.
on?
Yeah, 360. I spent an unfortunate amount of time playing it and telling people about it. So.
The Nintendo DS Lite is available in 6 different languages. What language is it not available
Multiple
in?
choice me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes sense. There's a few countries out there.
damn it! I was like, I got one just immediately. But yeah,
Alright, your options are... Now remember, this is what language is it not
Okay.
available in. Japanese, Spanish, Italian, German, or Indian.
I'm going to say Indian.
Alright, and Nick?
I'll just go German. My immediate guess was
Okay.
Inuit. So
That's probably also correct, but
They were a little
in
frosty
Grand
towards
Theft
it.
Auto, the video game, you are able to play as up to 8... Now, this is the original
Right.
GTA. You're able to play as up to 8 different characters. What do all the characters have in common?
They're presented in a top-down perspective. Give me multiple choice here.
damn it!
Okay.
I keep thinking of immediate answers to stuff out. Then we have to go through the multiple choice.
It's fun.
Alright, they all have the same name. They all have the same colour sweater. They all have the same voice actor. They all wear glasses. They all have the same tie.
Sweater.
They all have the same voice
Nick?
actor.
Okay. And finally, now I think this is the curveball. No one's going to get this. The N-Gage is a mobile phone and handheld gaming device developed by
Yes.
Nokia. One of the video games listed is officially available for the N-Gage. Which one is it? And this obviously is immediately a multiple choice. The Sims Stories, Rayman Golf, Lego Batman, Super Monkey Ball, or Call of Duty World at War.
I'm going to say Super Monkey Ball.
I'm going to go Call of Duty. My first thought was it's going to be Splinter Cell, isn't it? But no. I'm going
Call of Duty World at War, though? Like, didn't that come out, like,
It
way
was-
after the N-Gage?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it was in EV when I was still seeing pre-owned fucking things getting sold there. Because no one wanted the N-Gage, because it was the N-Gage.
Alright, so I'm going to go through the answers, and then we'll go to Dave for the winner.
Righto.
So, in which series were Dracula and the Grim Reaper reoccurring villains? It was indeed Castlevania. What was the first home console? It was the Odyssey.
Oh, of course. We're both idiots.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, actually, I missed a question.
Oh, hit me with
Okay.
it.
Wow.
Bonus question, because I believe it's fairly close, so this could actually be a game changer for one of you. And by game changing, you don't have to play LOL. How many buttons were on the original NES controller, including the D-pad?
Does the D-pad count as one button or 4?
It does.
So D-pad.
Sorry, no, D-pad does... Hold on. That's a good question.
D-pad. Let's just make
Stand by
D-pad
caller.
one button, guys, because.
No.
So you want it to be 4 separate buttons for the D-pad? Because look, if it's 4 separate buttons for the D-pad, then it's 8. If the D-pad counts as 1, it's 5.
What are we going here? Alright, we are going for D-pad is made up of 4
Okay, so
individual
8.
buttons. Alright, and Nick?
I'm going to say 10.
Alright, it was 8.
Damn it! Guess they didn't have those 2 middle buttons then.
No, it just had
because
8.
it was the 2 buttons. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the 2 red button.
A, B, start, select,
Not
direction.
the SNES.
Yeah.
Most famous video character of all time based on sales was Mario. Elven sword-wielding green-clothed hero, commonly confused as Zelda, is Link.
Right.
Can you imagine if Zelda was
Big
a girl?
surprise.
You were waiting for us to say Zelda.
Yeah, I was trying to... Yeah, a lot of people do, but you guys are too learned. You're too smart. What part of an Xbox 360 causes a red ring of death? I think you both got 1 point each. It was a heat sink involved, but also the graphics.
Ah.
not the CPU.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
it was the GPU or the CPU, yeah.
NES was short for Nintendo Entertainment System. How many forms does the final boss of The Legend of Dragoon have? I think Jamie got it correct at 7.
No,
I
that
would
was
have
Nick.
tried.
Nick had 7.
Oh, Nick got
Ooh.
7. It was 7.
Good guess, Nick.
The vitriol in James.
In what game series are golden rings used as life energy and money? It was indeed Sonic. Nintendo game character Mario did indeed first appear in Donkey Kong. Naughty Dog did indeed develop Crash Bandicoot. You're both a bit off. The PlayStation Portable was first announced in 2003.
Oh, wow. We were way off.
I do hate that I thought 2000.
Oh,
and I was like,
no!
way.
You know what? I was thinking about the, not the PSP handheld, but the PlayStation Portable memory card for the original PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well,
No, I just screwed up.
That's
I'm a dork.
unfortunate.
You know, I'm a dork, not remembering my years that game consoles were like considered. Yeah.
Saints Row, Xbox 360. Nintendo DS Lite is available in 6 languages. Out of the ones that we listed, which is not available in is Indian.
nice.
In Grand Theft Auto, the video game, you're only able to play as 8 characters, or you can play up to 8. What do they all have in common? Same colour sweater.
Yeah.
And the N-Gauge is a
Jamie's
mobile
a
phone.
fart.
And
Yep.
I'm pretty sure Nick's playing well at this point. The N-Gauge is a mobile and
I'm already
handheld gaming
convinced.
system developed by Nokia. The exclusive we were looking for was Super Monkey Ball. Call of Duty World at War came out almost a decade later.
I thought
Yeah,
so.
but like Super Monkey Ball was on a bunch of stuff though.
Yeah,
Well,
and it was
I
on the
say a bunch of stuff.
N-Gauge.
It was on the GameCube and the original Xbox.
Yeah, I know that there were like 2 games that came out on the N-Gauge, or at least were demoed, and one of them was Super Monkey Ball, and the other one was Tomb Raider. I don't know anything else about
Sorry,
it.
half a decade later.
Yeah.
2003, the N-Gauge came out. Call of Duty World at War came out in
Yeah,
2008.
Tomb Raider was like they were really pushing it, and I don't actually know if it finished development, but it was something that they were going like Tomb Raider on the N-Gauge. Oh,
Yeah.
no one's buying it.
So, Dave, do we
This
have
is the
winners?
best
We
day of
do.
my
It's-
life.
That's Jamie with 13 points versus Nick's 11.
You mean the worst person on the planet is with 13 points. And yeah.
Good. Let the hate flow through towards
Yeah,
Jamie.
put it
The
towards
problem
Josh
is,
as you play.
You think this is a good, funny idea, but you're going to get real mad when I'm playing LOL, and I am garbage.
It's just gonna be Nick playing Heimerdinger in like the bottom lane by himself at the very
I'm
back.
creating a new account. I'm not going to play on my
Wow. I mean, I'm not gonna fault you for having that little faith in me, but I am gonna say wow.
main. Yeah,
Big
sorry.
wow.
Sorry, Nick. Maybe on your second turn.
So in other words, not happening unless I lose another one of these goddamn quizzes.
Yeah, that's right. That's
It
right.
won't happen because I'm male Jamie nails filled with murder. That's the thing.
He's just
Don't
you're
open
taking it
the-
well.
he's so angry that these metaphors are falling apart
Yeah,
before our very
out
eyes.
of there. They've fallen apart.
All right. Well, we will come up with a date and time for Nick to join us in a game of League of Legends. Unfortunately, well, no, probably fortunately for me, he won't be in the same room. The isolation
I'm not going to
rule,
lie,
so
it's very fortunate because I'm going to blame you for every part of
yeah.
that game.
We'll create an account for him. We'll get you going. I'll even let you play a couple of practice games.
No, you won't. I'm saying no, you won't because I won't want to.
I'm going in blind.
I'll go in
We'll have to
blind.
level it
I will
ourselves.
fill myself with just frustration and rage and see if that carries me.
It won't.
Sure, actually, no, I say that. League of Legends, new account. Surely that will mean we're getting matched with evenly skilled, I say in quote marks, players.
Well, you get matched with
Oh,
Smurfs.
no. People
No?
Smurf. People like me will create new accounts who have been playing it for years just because they're
Well,
bored and they want
those
to level
people are
up.
garbage.
Yep. Yeah, Sam, my brother, did try and get one of his friends into it. He played one
I can already
game.
tell this didn't go
We
well.
got completely and utterly
It's-
destroyed in his.
It's going to be just like you guys.
Wow.
So we will
Pretty
put. We'll play that. We're going to stream it on Twitch and we'll record the VOD for. YouTube
Yeah,
as
for
well.
posterity.
That's right.
We can have a permanent record of me just losing my mind.
Actually,
It will be something I can look back fondly and remember. my friendship
How
with
badly
Nick
do
by.
we need to censor that one? Because ooh,
go.
Oh no!
Hang on.
We'll mark this one as explicit.
Hang on.
I think.
Legitimate question: is there a way for like as you guys to play that I can spectate?
how about you
Absolutely.
play at the same
You'll
time?
have to log into League of Legends.
No.
you play
I
at the
won the
same
quiz,
time.
Nick. I don't have to take the medicine.
This is
I get-
Josh's rule.
I
It's not mine.
I get to watch
all
your
your
punishment.
Or you could, if we're streaming it, you'll be able to watch it pretty much live.
True.
I prefer like to be like spectating through the game so I can
Jamie
real
wants
time
to be
talk
able to
shit.
abuse us at the
Well, the
time.
game's got the in-game spectate mode. There's a 3.
Oh, what's
delay,
the point?
I think it's
Wow.
famous. But I will share my screen with you.
Okay, we'll see how that goes.
It'll be fine. I've done it before. So, all right. Well, that settles that.
Does it? Does it really? Josh.
It does. I think so. I'm still willing to play a scary game.
Yeah, that's going to happen soon, I think. Well, actually, no. I guess it's got to really happen when we can actually be near each other. So who knows when that'll happen.
Well, I mean, again, I'm happy to set up a webcam, sit in front of my computer, and play whatever title you make me play.
What are you
Yeah,
thinking,
I
Nick?
will admit I'm undecided so far. I have considered multiple titles, and I feel like I need to leave them as a little bit of a surprise.
You know what? You know what's really sad? That the VR version of RE7 never came out on PC.
It never came out on PC.
That would have been the perfect game.
It probably would have been, actually, to be fair.
I feel like we should just put a blanket ban on VR horror.
Oh come on!
You can't do that.
You're hurting Nick so much, and you're not even going to let him have like this little bit of retribution.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not often that I roll around on the ground and go, "No, I surrender." But this is where I'm laying there, like, see, look at how much I'm surrendering. You need to give me something back.
Yeah, I don't know. VR.
You're making him play LOL, Josh.
You're going to play League of Legends, yeah.
Like-
I'll give you a few minutes of my time to play a scary game.
Like,
in
I like
VR
that
if
you
I have
understand how painful this is for everyone else, and so you're willing to make concessions.
I will. But if you come up with a game sooner rather than later, then in my abundance of free time, I can.
We'll work something out.
I'll give it a play. Can't promise I'll last as long as you will in a game of LOL. There's a 15-minute minimum that you have to be playing LoL before, but even then you can't surrender unless your entire team agrees.
What
Or
if
you
we
just get stomped.
wiped
And I'm not
out?
going to.
Like, what if we just get removed from existence? What if I fall over and I have listened to instructions so badly that I'm somewhere where I shouldn't be, and me falling over is like a signal for the other team to just blitz
So the rest
us,
of the team,
and it all
the rest
goes
of the
wrong.
team. So Dave and I will be in there with
Don't
you.
you dare!
So there's
don't
two
you
people that
dare
aren't gonna
talk
vote
strats
no-
with me
vote
about
no.
League of
You
Legends
can
right
still
now.
feed
You're
Nick.
not
Like
allowed.
you can make it end
Well,
quickly.
you can feed and everything. I'm just saying that he's not getting it out at 15 minutes because I will not allow it.
It's going to have to hit at least 20.
Yeah, at 20 minutes you still need, what is it, Dave? 4 or 3?
He might not even work at 20 because he might need 4.
Now you're just making
And
things
then
up. That's when
And there's 2 of us.
No, so 20 minutes you need, you need 4 people to agree to surrender. 1 can say no. You're still shit out of luck, to be honest. I mean,
Why are you
should have done better on the quiz. Should have won the quiz, not what So, moving on. We have another podcast releasing in the next couple of weeks, and that will be, and we've mentioned this before, but there'll soon be some details up on the website, and that will be After Dark. Neon City Daily After Dark with Jamie and Nick.
Yeah, it's basically we're just going to like sit around and talk about pretty much all we've already talked about now, but we'll maybe swear.
the seedy underbelly of the Neon City.
Yeah, we try and keep it family friendly here on the main show. It hurts Nick sometimes to have to do
Honestly,
that.
it hurts me as well because I slipped back into like talking to Nick like I'm in college, and it was just a swear fest back then.
I mean, let's face it, we're going to be doing the After Dark podcast, so we can just like run then. Like, let's face, if we talk about the hentai game that we're playing at the moment, it's all going to flow. It's gonna
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and that's the thing. So, you guys will probably be talking about more mature games in a much immature manner.
Immature is a word for it.
Yeah, we can go with that.
And this podcast and the upcoming After Dark podcast are now available on iTunes and Spotify, and also via the website. So
Yeah.
The website updates faster than the rest, doesn't it? So
yeah. So
if-
Spotify doesn't scrape the data for it. It takes about 24
yeah,
hours.
cool. So if anyone wants to keep like up to date, jump on the website regularly, once a week.
Yeah,
and
and the podcast section on the website should be fairly mobile friendly too. So.
Yeah, I actually had
I mean, feel free to listen to it on everything. Just download it on everything, guys. That'd be great.
just go to the multiple
Yeah.
runs.
Just
exactly.
tell your friends, tell your mum, tell your dad.
Tell your dog.
Tell your dog.
Yeah.
Your dog's not going to understand English to that capacity. It'll get like sit and
My
stay,
dog
but
does.
tell Winter, hey Winter, go to Spotify and download the latest Neon City Daily podcast if you would please.
You know that
And
if
she'll-
Josh lets
she'll-
you phone up,
she'll
that
like-
she'd try.
We'll put it in some high-pitched stuff that we can't hear, but the Twitch can. But I think it's
There
great.
you go. We cater to all audiences.
All life forms,
That's
Or
right.
even League of Legends players.
which you are one of.
Exactly.
Even
So yeah, we
me.
mentioned it before, but yeah, After Dark is now in the works, coming soon. But just keep an eye on social media channels or our website for more details. We will release them soon.
Cool. All right. Well.
And I think that's
All
about
right.
it.
Let's wrap this one up then. Thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Neon City Daily Podcast. Goodbye.
Peace.
See you later.
Happy gaming. Stay safe.
Don't play LOL.